we have Sam Case from FISM News with us now to give us a little bit of an update and maybe some kinds of stories that we can expect tonight.
That's right. Yeah, all these stories that we'll be discussing will be on tonight's show, and they will also be up on FISM.tv/news. So let's take a look at what's going on. Well, President Joe Biden is continuing his basically what his legacy is going to be, which is ending Trump-era executive orders. That's all Biden's really been doing with his presidency. That is passing major budgets and ending Trump-era executive orders, even when they seem to be pretty good ones. He actually ended one right off the get-go that Trump had that said new federal buildings need to be beautiful. They can't be ugly buildings, and Biden said, no, just let them be ugly. But this latest one, Biden got rid of Trump's executive order that banned new downloads of Chinese-owned apps WeChat and TikTok. If you remember a couple months ago, TikTok was all in the news. We covered it quite extensively because there was a concern that Beijing could request data on U.S. users from these companies that make TikTok and WeChat. So Trump thought that that was just too much of a security concern to leave in the U.S. Well, Biden got rid of that ban, but at the same time, he's also ordering the Commerce Department a review of security concerns posed by these apps and others. Now, I'm just a humble anchor, but to me, this seems a little bit out of order, if you ask me. So you would think that you would do is tell the Commerce Department to investigate and then decide if you're going to remove the executive orders or not. But what do I know? You know, Dan?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah. It's just typical. There's no thought. It just gives a confirmation. There's not a whole lot of thought into anything. But you remember, you've got a ideology in the White House that believes all of their base are just stupid people that just fall into goose-stepping behind whatever they say, and they won't even pick up on the ironic play here that you want to worry about China's security and then approve apps that go against that. They just assume that nobody's going to realize the moronic behavior there behind that. Huge disconnect.
That's right. So, and this comes at the same time that the Senate just passed their $250 billion tech bill. So there's kind of an irony there that you're allowing Chinese tech while you're passing this bill that Biden says he's excited to sign that's designed to beat out Chinese tech. Just for an update on that, that's called the U.S. Innovation and Competition Act of 2021. It passed in a bipartisan manner, although everyone who voted against it, there were 32 votes against it, were Republicans, along with also Bernie Sanders. Rand Paul, for example, voted against the bill, saying that it's not really has anything to do against beating China. It's more about wasteful spending and giving more money to the National Science Foundation, which he calls the king of wasteful spending. It gives $80 billion to the National Science Foundation.
I thought Fauci was the National Science Foundation.
That's right. Well, we'll get into that in just a quick moment because a new observational study conducted by St. Barnabas Medical Center in New Jersey on 255 patients seems to suggest that drug hydroxychloroquine and zinc, remember hydroxychloroquine, it was the big deal. If you whispered its name, you'd be erased from existence. You'd be erased from the books. Well, this study showed that patients who were on ventilators had a 3 times higher chance of survival rate with hydroxychloroquine and zinc than patients who didn't. This comes with a couple other studies that have come along. A December study from the International Journal of Antimicrobial Agents showed 84% fewer hospitalizations among patients treated with hydroxychloroquine. And a January study conducted by Hackensack Meridian Health found good reactions in mild patients as well. So it's not just the severe patients that are having a good reaction to this drug. So that is good news. That is if it wasn't tainted so much by politics, because as you said, Dr. Fauci himself is not a fan of hydroxychloroquine, and he was on with Chuck Todd yesterday, I believe it was, and he said that all criticisms of him as a person are actually criticisms of science, as if science was a thing, not actually just a process to discover the truth, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Unless it's science that is going against the profitability of not having hydroxychloroquine.
We call that political science, Dan.
Yeah. Oh, that's political. Oh, yeah, right. Political science.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Visit FISM.tv/news for more content.